There is a story of a young teenage girl who, when a gun was put to her head, she still professed the name of Jesus Christ, just before the gunman pulled the trigger. When you flick through the Bible, you see a similar commitment to Jesus Christ. Every disciple, bar one, was tortured and murdered for their faith. If I look at myself, I realise my life looks nothing like this. I thought that living for Christ was about attending church on Sunday, singing a few songs, and being nice to people. But Jesus is asking for much more than this. One day a large crowd watched Jesus teach and perform many miracles. They were in awe of him. Jesus then turns around to address them, and he basically says this: if you want to be my disciple and follow me, it is going to cost you. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. You can imagine the shock on people's faces, their dismay. You want me to take up an instrument of death and follow you? It's like saying taking up the electric chair and following me. Jesus is saying, if you're committed to me, if you really love me, if you're serious about me, you'll even follow me if it means death. Follow me into persecution and rejection and hardship, not because you have to, but because you love me. I'm sure that day, many turned their back and walked away. The question I asked myself was, am I prepared to live and, if need be, die for Christ? Maybe we need an eternal perspective. This is the perspective his disciples had. Picture a ball of string extending on forever. The ball represents our time on earth, and the line represents eternity. 100 years from now, each of us will hold that line in eternity. We will look back to that ball of time on earth, and much of what we were concerned about will not matter. Our success, the car we drove, our house, who admired us, how much money we made, none of it will matter. It will count for nothing. Some people say, it's crazy what you do, David. You spend so much of your time and energy and resources preaching the gospel around the world. Shouldn't you be saving for your retirement? Of course, there is wisdom in some of that, but there is a cost for living for Christ, living for that line. What I think is crazy is people sacrificing their time, their energy and resources just for that ball. They spend their lives sacrificing, saving, working for that retirement, that nest egg, for that house. Of course, these things have their place, but they're not everything. God is calling you, saying, live for the line. Focus on that which is eternal. Take up your cross and follow Jesus and live for the line. Recently I left for a trip to preach the gospel in a volatile area of Africa. I was warned of extreme danger and even the possibility of losing my own life. I remember saying goodbye to my 7-year-old daughter, but I really struggled with that. I felt the weight of taking up the cross and following Jesus Christ for the first time in my life. To follow Jesus, even if it possibly meant my death. You know, we must focus on eternity. This is living for the Lion.